Hi, this is Rachelle with Journal Life's Journey, and I am going to be using some of the items from the July 2023 Your Creative Studio sub box to create something. And I think I'm going to do an oversized tag. I have a journal. I have this journal that I started quite some time ago that I have recently started working on again. I will link to the beginnings of this in the iCard up above if you want to check it out. So I've gone ahead and stitched in the signatures and started adding in ephemera and just filling it up. So let's see, I got ribbon and everything, pieces that I want to use back here. So what I'm thinking is I want to make a tag to go in this pocket here. So it's going to be a fairly large tag to fit in that space. And I have this packaging from something that I picked up from Walmart. I think it was paper, and I think that'll fit in there nicely. I may end up having to trim it down a little bit, but yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that for my base. So since this box is kind of tea themed from Your Creative Studio, I think it should work fine. That's kind of a shabby, vintage, florally look. So I pulled out some pieces. I have this vellum from the sub box. And if you want to see the unboxing and see everything that came in the box, I will link to the video in the iCard up above. You can go see everything. This is a piece of the sticker paper from the box. And that's pretty much it from the box so far. I think I'm going to be pulling one of the envelopes and a few of the ephemera pieces once I get going. This is one of my printable inserts, but I coffee stained it. It has dot grid on the back and it has like planner pages on the front. So I'll probably be using that side. And then just a piece of scrap cardstock, a piece of scrap laminate that I'm using like acetate. And I want to use this embossing folder that I recently found at Joann by Park Lane on clearance for $1.47. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Let's take the embossing folder out and set that aside. Set that aside to eliminate some of the glare. All right, so what do I want to do? I'm thinking I would use the paper here to back this, and I think I'm going to use this side with the sticker paper. And I think I also want to put a pocket on this. Even though this tag is going in a pocket, I think I want it to have a pocket as well. So let's see. Since it's hard to find reasonably priced the Scotch Create glue, I am going to be using this Craft Bond with Elmer by Elmer's, and hopefully it will work well. We shall see. This is a shiny surface. I probably would benefit from sanding it, but I think the glue stick in conjunction with the adhesive on the sticker paper should be fine. Okay. I'm just adding the glue stick just to make sure that it sticks. All right, let's see if I can get this down neatly. And the sticker is a little shorter and a little wider than my backing piece. And I just put that down really crooked. Let's see if we can straighten it up. I don't know what made me think I could put down a big sticker straight if I can't even put down a little sticker straight. I'm gonna have a little crinkle right there, but we're gonna roll with it. Let's burnish that down. All right, so then I'm just going to trim off the excess, or I could just wrap it around. Let's see what happens if I just wrap it around. Probably should have did that on both sides, because this is going to be covered anyway. Okay. So now I'm going to go and do some embossing. I hadn't really thought through how I would use the vellum. I just grabbed it just in case. All right, let's go do the embossing and I will be right back. So this is what it looks like embossed. Can you see that? And I also embossed my faux acetate. I don't know if that's showing through or not, but it embossed pretty well. Okay, not sure how I'm gonna use that, but I have it to use. It was just a scrap that I had anyway. Okay, so this is gonna be the pocket on the bottom. Let's make sure I got this going in the right direction. Yep. So I'm just gonna have a torn edge here. Kind of keep it uneven. Then I am going to add it to this and wrap it around. So it's gonna kind of go like that. I didn't leave myself much room, but this was a scrap piece. So let's see. Just cut these corners out. Let's go ahead and wrap that on. I think it's gonna go this way. Whew, I almost messed that up. Okay, let's glue these down. All right, let's burnish that down, make sure that glue sticks. I didn't think any further than that, what I wanted to do. This will slide right down in there. Let's see about adding the back piece on. Let's hit the edges a little bit of the art glitter glue. And then flip that over and line it up. Brush that down, smooth out that glue, and trim it up. So I'm debating, do I want to give it tag corners? I think I do. So let's do it. Yikes. Then I have the Temu eyelets in pink, and I have used them before. They work great. So for anybody who's suspicious of the Temu eyelets, they work fine. And I like them because they come with the back piece. I forgot what that's called, but it works. Okay, so let's add this. Let's find the center. Let's punch the hole and add the eyelet. I think this is called a washer. And voila. And I like the washer on the back because you don't have that torn edge that scratches your fingers. I used to have to hammer that down with my other eyelets, but I don't have to do that with this. Let's add a pull to it, and I have some scrap pieces of ribbon and whatnot in here that I'm using with this. So let's use a piece of this. Let's use this piece. It's kind of worse for wear, but I feel like it needs something else. And I also have this piece of ribbon. I think will go with it. Let's put them together because this is kind of beat up and it needs some help. So let's do the two. All right, let's trim these down. That's the beginnings of that. Kind of want to put that vellum in there just like that since it fits so nicely. Let's pull out the box and see what else we can use. Okay, I am back. I was a little stumped on how I wanted to decorate this, but I think I have ideas. So I went ahead and put 2 of the envelopes that came in the sub box in here. My sub box is a disaster because I've been digging through it. But again, if you want to see everything that was in the box, I'll link to the video in the iCard up above. I'm going to leave the vellum in there just because I like the way the vellum looks. So I got another piece of packaging out of the box. Let's set the box out of the way. And I'm going to make a ink box card. So this is new to me. I just discovered it, that there is such a thing. And it's basically a 3x3 card based on the Tim Holtz Distress Ink and Distress Oxide. So we're going to make one of those. And I'm going to use this packaging to make it, and possibly a few of these stickers, these retro stickers that came in the sub box. And I'm thinking I'll put maybe a cluster on here and then a cluster possibly on the bottom. We'll see how it goes. So I think I want this section, that way I can just leave that side undecorated and it still won't just be plain. So let's see if we can get our 3x3 piece. And then, all right, so that's the back. Okay. And before I round the corners, I'm going to do the covering. That way I can just round everything at once instead of doing it multiple times. So let's see, which paper do I want to use? And which one looks good with them? I might have to cut some of that offset off depending on what I use behind them. I wonder would the green work? Because that would give us a contrast of color, but I also like this one with the stripe. I think I'm going to go for the green. That was like my favorite piece. And let's trim it down so I don't have to worry about trying to stick the whole thing. This is the sticker paper again that I'm using. And I am going to put a little, get my scrap paper, put a little glue on here, even though it is sticker paper. Just making sure we're going in the right orientation. That covering the whole thing, that probably wasn't a good idea for me to cut it so small, but it worked out. Okay. Let's trim it up. Let's round the corners. I'm going to do the medium. Let's see how that looks. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I think that's close enough. I prefer the medium on something small like this versus the large. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna hang this here. Let's get rid of some of this offset. So I think I'm gonna put her on there. And then I was thinking of maybe I can add her too. Let's cut all these offsets off. So I got those to play around with. Let's go ahead and work on this. What do I want to put on? What else do we have in the box? And I also had an envelope that I'd stuck some things in. Let's go ahead and dump all of this out. Probably regret that. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, these. Let's use this. Oh, I like this one too. Let's add that in there. Okay, so I pulled out a few more things. Hopefully I can come up with something that's going to work. I think I want to use this butterfly from the sticker sheet. Then I have these strips that I want to use. So maybe that. And one of these. It's kind of dark down there though. But what can we do to lighten it up a little bit? Maybe some vellum or floral. Let's add the flower. I've seen this trick where you can use 2 pieces of tape to pull these apart a lot easier, but I haven't tried it. So let's put that like that. I hate to cover up my embossing, but it's very, very sticky. So hopefully it will hold. Now, let's see what we can do to collage the pieces on here. Now I don't want to cover that up. Maybe I can put the wings on one of the ladies. Yeah, that doesn't even show up very well. It's too see-through because it's like a washi piece of washi tape. Let's see how the white one is. It's probably the same. Yeah, it's quite see-through, but I may be able to get away with that one. And then maybe if I ink this a little bit, it'll show up a little bit better. Define the edge a little better. All right, I might put some bling or something on that later. Let's trim this off. Let's work on this piece. I really like her. And then maybe this. Let's put that on there. We'll add this one. And then add her. And let's see, I'm gonna put an eyelet here. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit lost on this. That adds a little something to it. We'll save these two. Put them in the box so I don't lose them. Find some bling or something to put on here, but I don't want to put too much on it because I want it to still be able to slide down into the pocket. Let's make a couple of paper clips too. So I'm just using the collage papers here. And I'm going to fold that in half. I don't think I need to glue it, but let's add a little glue stick to close it up. I'm folding it in half because it's really thin. So give it a little more weight. It's a little too long, so let's trim it down. That's better. All right, there. Then we're gonna wrap this around here. I kind of want the side with the text to show, but I don't think it's gonna show very much. So that goes there. So then I can like hang some charms off of these. So I'll make something to put on that one. Is this big enough to do another one? Okay, I'm gonna change this ribbon because it's just not working. So let's change it and use this piece. I think I'll just use part of it. All right, I like that better. Then I can probably put this on here too, but I'll deal with that later. Let's work on adding this. I found this little piece of trim that I can use on here somehow. Let's add that on. All right, so this is what I came up with. I'm not really happy with this card yet, but I'll figure out something to do to spruce it up. But this is my tag with the pocket. I put the envelopes in there. I went ahead and added a bead dangle that I had made previously on here. These are the paper clips. I added some charms and a bead and a ribbon onto those. And I think I'm gonna make more of these for different seasons. I think that's a good seasonal project. Okay, then let's pop that in here. Just want to see if it works in the pockets. where I want to add it? Or do I just need to clip it in somewhere else? So it does go in, and as I suspected, the lace is going to be an issue. Let's see. There you go. So I don't know if all of that's going to fall out of the pocket, but I kind of want this to hang out. And that's what it's going to look like in the journal on the page. And then you take that out, and hopefully the envelopes won't fall out. So it will go in there fairly easily. Okay, so there's that. Then the clips, I don't know where I want to use those yet. I did have an envelope just kind of laying over the page. I don't know if that's going to work for this. Maybe I can do it like that. And it'll work like that. Okay. And then the same thing with the other one. All right. So that is everything I made so far with Your Creative Studio sub box. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.